Sleigh bells are ringing, are you listening? In the lane, blood is glistening. A horrible sight, we're all full of fright. We're running through a bloody wonderland. Welcome back to the Skewered Universe Podcast. My name is Jeff. And while I don't have Leanne with me this week, I do have a special guest. And as you heard, this is Sleigh Bells Ring. Are you frightened? Because it's December and it's Christmas horror. So I reached out and luckily I landed horror journalist Ron Purtee. Ron, how are you doing?
I just realized something, and I think I got to say it because we're both wrestling fans. I didn't realize until it clicked in my head because I'm elderly now and I was waiting for my AARP card. But Krusty the Clown is Jungle Boy's uncle.
Holy shit, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So it explains why he was running around with a guy in a dinosaur mask.
Oh, I completely forgot about Sideshow Luke Perry and all that.
Yep.
Hey! Oh, man.
But anyway, yeah, something equally funny, Silent Night Deadly.
Yeah, so we're here to talk a little Christmas horror, and you brought up when we were talking Silent Night, Deadly Night from 1984.
The night before Christmas, when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. Survive Christmas, Silent Night, Deadly Night.
Yes.
Not the remake.
Not the remake. No.
I haven't seen that, but
I actually it was by Stephen Miller, I think, the Silent Night, because I know they're doing another remake. And I know Donald Logue was in it, and that's all. I think I saw it once. And I was just like, oh, hey, look, there's a movie. And it's like, whatever. Okay. But the thing that makes Silent Night, Deadly Night so amazing is that it came out the same day as this little film. Maybe you've heard of it. It's called A Nightmare on Elm Street. And for the couple of weeks that Silent Night, Deadly Night was in theaters, it was kicking Freddy's ass.
I read that earlier and I was like, oh, that was something I did not know.
Now, I'm not saying that Freddy would have never become a whole household name, but it sure probably would have taken longer, because Silent Night, Deadly Night would have eventually faded away because it was a Christmas thing. And it was very kind of like point in time, whereas Freddy, it didn't matter if it was 1984, 1986, 1988. It doesn't, none of that mattered. So, I mean, I'm not saying that, that Billy as a killer Santa would have been the icon. I still think we would have gotten Freddy as the icon. It might just have taken a little bit longer.
I could see that. I could definitely see that.
And I feel really bad, everyone. I feel really bad because that it was Mothers in Milwaukee who started this thing to get Silent Night, Deadly Night pulled from theaters. I know we're probably burying the lead by starting off here, but that's
Oh,
okay. We can get to all the rest of the fun stuff. We can get to Linnea's Quigleys, and that makes me feel bad. But here's the funny thing: is they aired the commercial during Three's Company and Little House on the Prairie. Okay.
Oh,
But hold on. Little House on the Prairie, I can understand people getting upset. Okay.
but
Who's
Three's
the
Company?
real? Yeah, but who's the real villain here showing it during Three's Company? Okay. Three's Company, all right, had a guy pretending to be gay so he could cheap out on his rent. Who's the real villain here? Jack Tripper? Or a guy who is killing people who are bad?
Yeah, you know,
Exactly.
when you really
I love
think
you,
about
John
it,
Ritter. No, sorry, you're womanizing. I mean, and imagine him. Think about this: him pretending to be gay. How the far back that pushed the homosexual movement by just having that be a throwaway thing, like, oh, I'm gay, you know,
yeah.
so I can live with the women.
And you know what's funny is for the longest time, because by the time I got to watch Three's Company, it was already in syndication.
Right.
I didn't realize that was the premise until I was older.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was like, what is the deal? Why is Mr. Furley so weirded out that what's
Yeah.
happening? And then
Well,
later on
he
it
had
clicked and I went,
PTSD from
oh.
he had PTSD from his time as a sheriff's deputy. And how he had to keep a bullet in his pocket and he couldn't keep it in his gun. So I'm pretty sure that's what happened.
Pretty sure it didn't
Just
help
like,
that time he was a fish either.
yeah, probably not. And then just like that time that Red Foreman, he lived in Wisconsin, and then a bunch of bad stuff happened to him, and he just decided to move to Detroit and change his name to Clarence Boddicker.
Bitches leave.
Apparently that was ad-libbed.
I love that he ad-libbed that.
Yeah, but no, I don't know
And
if it was ad-libbed or if it was in the script. I forget that part, but the part is that Miguel Ferreira and Kurtwood Smith were like, should we really say bitches leave? That's kind of, they were being considerate of the women there. And
right.
and then fucking what's his face? I can curse on this, right?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Okay.
Fuck yeah.
Why am I forgetting the director's name? Sorry, everybody. I got some stuff going on and I can't.
Verhoeven.
Yes, Paul Verhoeven is like, no, you say it. You know, you talk to the bitches like that, right, bitches? Are you okay with that, bitches? It's like, holy shit.
Yeah. I do know for a fact that I know we'll get back to the Silent Night, Deadly Night. I know the part where Boddicker spit the blood all over the paperwork.
Yeah,
and
that was ad-libbed.
That was ad-libbed.
Then that was
he just
beautiful.
did it and they were like, what the fuck? And he was like,
yeah.
They're like, that just made the scene. They were all like, holy shit, that was awesome.
Yeah. Now, getting back to Silent Night, Deadly Night, when I was rewatching it today in preparation for this, it was like a giant nostalgia kick because 1984 for me, I was about 5 years old. And a lot of the stuff in Iris Toys, I actually have an Iris Toys shirt that I got from Fright Rags, not a sponsor. And
nice.
yeah, and a lot of the stuff I'd see on the shelves, like the Jabba the Hutt figure, I remember that. And the big, I showed you the picture of this, the big bunny, blow up bunny that's behind her when she's calling for Mr. Sims. Yeah, I have that, and there's a picture of it. And if you guys want to see it, you just let me know, and I will post it on my socials. But it's I have a bad haircut, but ignore that. I still look better than a lot of hipsters.
Hey, what kid didn't have a bad haircut? Okay, I've got
fair.
a ton where I have basically the He-Man Page Boy haircut, and it's
that's like that. That's what I have in that picture. But there's also a picture of me where it's really grainy, and I have those glasses where the metal goes all the way across the top, and then it comes down around. And I swear to God, I look like a young Jeffrey Dahmer. But I'm from Wisconsin, so it all works out.
There you go. I probably had similar glasses as well.
Yeah,
so.
and then I'm glad. And now people are bringing it back. Why?
It's like, no.
Do you never want to see the opposite sex's organs again?
It's like, stop. Don't
really
do it.
Yeah.
We lived through it. We know what they can do.
Yes, exactly. I remember when black rim glasses, the Marines would make people, the enlistees wear them if they needed to wear glasses, and they were called like birth control glasses because no woman would want to have sex with a guy wearing the dark rim. And now it's like hip to have them. You know, Johnny Knoxville's running around with him, his white hair, trying to be James Gunn. Or the other way around, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But anyway, so watching this movie, and it was such it made me feel like a kid again. And
I had that same feeling, especially seeing
yeah.
the toy store, and you realize just how, I don't want to say important, but how big toy stores used to actually be.
Oh, I remember I had a medical procedure done when I was 7. And my mom's like, after it's done, I'll take you to KB Toys. And she was like, you can pick out whatever you want. And I walked in that store. I was dead set on the Millennium Falcon. I want the Falcon.
Mhm.
I'm draining your bank account, woman. And they didn't have the Falcon. So I'm like, okay, I'll get an X-Wing. Didn't have the X-Wing. And I'm like,
Oh
oh, son of a
no.
bitch. So I had to get an A-Wing. And yeah, and
Oh.
I was like, oh God. And then I just recently found out that if I still had that A-Wing, it was like worth $500 even out of the box because it was pretty rare.
Holy shit.
Yeah, way to go, Ron, you dumbass.
Damn.
No, I'm
Yeah.
gonna watch horror films now because that was right around the time I first saw Chainsaw, and I was just like, I was hooked at that point.
Yeah. I remember going into KB and just walking through the store forever trying to figure out what we'd want to get. But
Yeah.
then even later on, my friend and I, who were big wrestling fans, we'd go to KB because it was still open at the time. Not much
Did they have the
longer.
LJN figures?
No, we were getting the Maximum Sweat WWF figures.
Oh wow. I
Just
know
because
you
they
probably
look
haven't.
so fucking weird and crazy.
Yeah, and I'm sure you haven't been watching current WWE that much, but
Not really, no.
they're bringing back the LJN figures, and the first line is Dusty,
Mhm.
Hogan, who's the other person? I want to say Cody
That makes
and
sense.
Logan Paul.
Ugh.
Why? I don't know. Anyway, you know who
Like,
needs to visit Logan Paul? Billy.
yeah,
Punish.
yeah. Logan Paul needs to be punished
Yeah,
repeatedly.
and I mean, Silent Night, Deadly Night is so concise. It's not even 90 minutes. It's like an hour 25.
I was so shocked when the end got there. I'm like, we're already at the end? What the
And
hell?
most of it is in the toy store. A good hunk of it is,
Mhm.
I'd say about 40% of it's in the toy store. And I love that sequence when he first starts working there, and they're playing like the 80s music, like from a sitcom, and the manager, the owner or whatever is like looking over at him, and like because he did a good job, he's like nodding his head, like, "Yep, mm-hmm."
It's such a
And
sitcom thing.
yeah, and I do. The only problem I have with the film, and spoiler alert for a 40-year-old movie. But when Andy and Pam go in the back,
Mhm.
and Andy decides that because she slapped him across the face, he's going to grape her. And I saw that was YouTube talk. Because I got to be careful what
No.
I say on YouTube.
Yeah, totally get it.
But I can say, I don't have to say unalive here.
Nope.
And so he's trying to rape her all because she slapped him. And when Billy comes back there and he kills Andy, when he has like this ridiculous strength,
Oh
he
yeah.
like held him up over his head and choked him out with Christmas lights.
I forgot that had happened. I remember he killed him, and I was like, wait, where did he get this strength from?
Yeah, and he tells her he had to be punished, and punishment is good. And she's calling him crazy. He's like, you really want to call the guy who's madly in love with you, or it's implied at least, who just killed somebody by holding them up in the air with Christmas lights and killing them, that he's crazy? And then you want to hit him?
It's like, also, he just intervened and saved you from something far worse.
Yep.
Yeah, he already tore open your shirt and your tits are out, but
Right.
it would have
Yeah.
been a lot worse if Billy didn't show up and punish him.
Well, and that's the thing, is like they tried doing the same thing in the sequel, and I know we're not here to talk about the sequel, but I mean we might as well, because the sequel is basically 80% the first movie.
That's what I heard. Is it's basically a recap of the first movie with some new stuff kind of thrown in.
Yeah, they said we'll give you X amount of money and you go make this movie, and they're like, we don't have enough to make a feature, and they're like, well, just do something fancy with it. And I think they filmed like maybe 30 to 40 minutes of new stuff, and then it was basically this is the thing that bothers me about the sequel. I mean, it's got its moments.
Mhm.
Because Ricky, it's about Ricky, his little brother. But his little brother is telling stories about his big brother from when he was a baby, and B from stuff he wasn't even there for.
It's like, one, nobody could tell you those stories from when you were a baby because your parents got murdered.
Yeah, right. Oh my
Two,
God.
if you weren't there when Billy was doing this stuff, how do you know what happened?
Exactly. But we do have the iconic line, "Garbage day."
That is the only thing I know from this, aside from it being basically a bunch of flashback scenes.
Yeah, it's not
Intercut
bad.
with a few.
I don't want to again to spoil probably at this point 35-year-old movie, but Mother Superior finally gets her comeuppance.
Good, because that bitch had it coming.
Yeah, this isn't okay. This movie is not this is an indictment on the Catholic Church, or at least Mother Superior, because Mother or Sister Margaret, I think her name was she cared what was going on, and she tried explaining to this old crotchety bitch that, look, he's gone through a lot. You can't just expect him to be okay. And then she ties him down. Like, what is this? 50 Shades of Grey?
Like, okay.
And then she whipped those people having sex.
For anyone who hasn't seen this, this is basically the story of a young boy who is severely traumatized on Christmas Eve by watching his parents get murdered by a guy dressed as Santa who
I don't think it would have bothered him as much. I mean, granted, it would have bothered him, but I don't think it would have bothered him as much if Grandpa hadn't done what he did.
Now, I have a question for you, because there's a whole scene where they go to the nursing home or wherever. Grandpa's catatonic. But when Mom and Dad and and baby Ricky leave, Grandpa talks to Billy.
Yes.
Now, the first time I watched this, I was like, oh, this old guy's just, fooling everybody. Now that I watch it, I'm thinking, was this all in Billy's head to begin with, and he was already showing signs of having issues? And what we're seeing is him thinking Grandpa was telling him this, and somehow in his child brain, he got the idea that Santa punishes, and it just kind of started.
I think you're looking too far into this movie. It's
a possibility. It's a possibility.
Yeah, and I appreciate you looking into it, because it's very quickly becoming one of my favorite, like at least top 10. Just because it's like the nostalgia and Linnea's Quigley's. Now I've had Linnea. I've interviewed Linnea. She's a fucking sweetheart. I love her to death.
Every time I see her in anything, and I'm talking like recent stuff where she's her tits were out in the 80s, but anything recent where she's talking like about going back, like if you watch any of the In Search of Darkness stuff and she's in there,
right,
she's just has so much positive stuff to say. She was never like, she didn't come off as like, oh, I felt like I was forced and assaulted to be nude. She was just like, it was a little awkward at first, but then it was like, oh, this isn't so bad.
Well, and that's the thing is like, apparently at a Star Trek convention, Jonathan Frakes was telling a story about some behind the scenes stuff, and then Marina Sirtis was there, and she was like, "Oh, I want to thank the fans so much for all their support, and now I don't have to make those horrible movies anymore." Now, if you don't know, Marina Sirtis was raped and murdered in Death Wish 3.
Oh,
it was
shit.
Yes, it was very violent. It was the only rape in the entire movie, though. So it's like Charles Bronson's daughter and wife didn't get raped and killed again. And 3 is basically a giant cartoon, and I love that fucking movie. But if you haven't seen it, it's on Tubi. Go watch it.
I need to check them out. They've been on my list for so long of just
okay. You after 3, you can stop. Yeah, it's true.
That's what I've heard from multiple people who have talked about them before.
Yeah, it's like on The Simpsons where it's like, now time for Death Wish 7. I wish I was dead. But
oh, you're in Brunson, Missouri.
Yeah, and it's I mean, Linnea's amazing. Don't get me wrong. But she I don't think she cares about having her Quigleys out. But whenever she's in a movie that she shows them. That's all she's there for.
Yeah.
This one, she's definitely she had no character development whatsoever. I know asking for character development in a movie called Silent Night, Deadly Night is a lot, but we got a lot of character development with Billy. A lot of character development.
A lot. They were like, we don't need any development with anyone else. You're just there to be
that was the whole
point.
Yeah, that was the whole point. And I mean, and with the way she got killed was amazing. Yeah, and that's why I don't have any dead animal heads in my house in case Linnea Quigley comes over and she takes her top off. I don't want to
Yeah,
have to put her on the. But
you don't want
and
Billy
then there's
showing
another
up.
film where she's not very that I remember where she wasn't used very like to her potential. And she had like a full on naked shower scene, and it was Jacko.
Okay. I haven't
Yeah,
seen that one, but
yeah.
I've heard of it, but I have yet to see it.
Oh, it's so bad. And
Again, that's what I have heard.
yeah, but then like sorority babes in the slime bolorama, I don't remember her taking her top off.
No, she is
And
not naked in that at all, and I actually really enjoy her in that. She's the highlight of that movie. She really
exactly.
got she outdid everybody else. I mean, they had
Yep.
what was it, Brink Stevens, I think?
Brink Stevens was in it. Michelle Bauer.
Yeah. So
Her and her
there's your
Bowers
nudity
were
covered
amazing.
right there.
Yeah.
There's your nudity's covered there because they also were like, yeah, okay,
Yeah.
we'll do it.
And then if you go to my Instagram, you can see a picture of me with Brink Stevens from the film
Nice.
festival I went to this year. She was awesome.
Again, she seems like such a sweetheart too.
Yeah, you don't realize like, well, maybe it's just me because I'm a tall guy, but when you walk by these people when you meet them, they're so tiny. Like there's a picture of on my Instagram of me and Linnea, and she is just like half my size. And I'm 6'4", 315. So imagine it's like I probably could have eaten her. And well, Clu Gulager probably would have wanted some because he was sitting right next to her. And he's like, "Where's my hug?" And I'm like, "Well, if you really want one," and he goes, "No, from her, stupid."
That sounds like something Clue would say.
Yeah, and it's like, "Oh, why don't you just go be mean to Jesse some more and tell him to clean his room? You did this, didn't you? You used a goddamn cherry bomb, didn't you?" But no, I mean the Billy had the most character development, and Linnea was there for her Quigleys. There were a lot of tits in this movie.
There were. I forgot how many there were because in the opening, the mom getting assaulted, her shirt gets ripped open.
Yep.
You've got the coworker at the toy store. You got Linnea.
Yep.
I was just like, oh, I forgot.
Oh, and the woman in the closet that was having sex with the dude at the convent or the orphanage.
That's right.
Did you see what they were doing, William?
No.
Do you know what that is? No. Good. You know who Mother Superior reminded me of? Palpatine.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your faith in your friends is yours. But no, there's there's a lot going on for 85 minutes. And
you know what's funny is there's not a lot of stuff that I would say they need to trim out.
No, I watched it on Pluto because I was too lazy to grab my Blu-ray. And apparently the cut on Pluto is the unrated cut.
Really? Okay.
So when he kills Pam, the knife goes all the way up, and I'm like, leave the boobs alone.
I saw that too. The version I have must be the same because I have an acquired copy. I have yet to pick up the Blu-ray. But yeah, I noticed in some scenes that were put back, you can tell the difference in quality.
Yeah, it's grainy and it's very.
Oh man, it's like they did their best to restore it, but you can just tell because it's darker. It's like you said, it's grainier.
Yeah, and it's
even
like
the scene with Linnea when you see the antlers for the deer head come through.
Yeah, and it's kind of like somebody putting work print material from Friday the 13th Part 7 back in.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I wish that movie got. Oh, never mind. That's
that bums me out when I think about that.
Yeah, it's not fun. It's not fun at all. But I think that I have a real being a critic, journalist, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's tough because you want to say what you really feel about things, but you also don't want to like go at say indie horror because it has a hard enough time finding an audience.
Yeah, that is true.
But at the same time, yeah, because that's like, man, you get people who take critiquing too seriously. And I get to where to where I'm going in a second. I do have a point. You get everybody. Everybody loves Roger Ebert and Gene Siskel. I never did, and I'm part of the reason why is because first off, they panned this movie. They couldn't say enough bad things about it. Um, but that's not what pissed me off is when they basically gave out Betsy Palmer's address after Friday the 13th and said, write her letters and tell her how wrong she is for taking this role.
Yeah, here, crazy stalkers, go do whatever you want.
Exactly.
What
And
the
then
fuck?
and then you wonder why people like Adrian King had a stalker after
Mhm.
the first Friday. And that's the thing is I think I'm not saying, well, I'm saying it because I'm a fan, but I'm also saying it because it's true. But we need more people like Joe Bob because he knows what we want to watch and he'll be honest about it. He's given, there's been movies he gave 2 stars to. He doesn't give everything 4 stars. He's not,
No. And what's
yeah.
funny is when you watch The Last Drive-In and you see he's like, okay, we're doing this. You can tell he's like, I don't like this movie.
Mhm.
I don't really want to cover it, but so many of you out there have asked for it
Yep.
that I'm going to do it. I'll give you the rundown. I'll give you the numbers. I'll talk about it. And he doesn't come off like he's bitter about it. He's just
Nope.
like, you made me watch this movie again.
But he also is very
There's
honest
always
about what he
interesting
thinks about it.
stories.
Yeah, but he's very honest about it. He doesn't, and that's what we need more of. We don't need I don't think we need critics who are like digging super deep into the artist's mind. It's like either it was good or it wasn't. And that's all it should be.
The thing is, critics, and I'll say this with quote fingers, critics nowadays, I feel are only about engagement. So
Yes, they only want clicks.
if there's a movie that everyone is like, wow, this is really well done, and other people have said it's good, then a certain critic is going to go the opposite because they're like, I have to get engagement, so I'm going to rage bait this shit. And I'm going to talk about how
Right.
shitty it was. Like, dude, then you're not really being a critic. You're just playing the algorithmic game.
Well, and that's the thing is like a lot of people are giving me crap about my weapons article. The one that's up already. That because I say the clown in a cornfield was more enjoyable. That you got to listen to my words here. I said it's more enjoyable. I didn't say it was a better made film. Okay.
There's a difference between a good movie
Mhm.
and an entertaining movie.
Right.
A good movie may not necessarily be entertaining, but it may have something that you take away from it.
Right. Like I'm
Now,
sure
an entertaining movie doesn't necessarily have to be a good movie.
Yeah, clown in a cornfield, for example. I know I'm picking such a random film, but
I had a real fun time watching that one.
it was a lot of
you're good
fun.
with
It was
me.
a blast. And I'm watching it and I'm just like, this is keeping me engaged. I know what's going on. I'm enjoying it. There are
Mhm.
parts and weapons, and this isn't a spoiler for people who haven't seen it, but there are sequences that are like literally dark. Like you can't and like it's a
Mhm.
room with no light on, and you can't see anything. And you're supposed to be able to see a little bit. Like you got to know what the hell's going on.
Right.
And that's something that's a trope in modern cinema that I am not a fan of. I mean, you're not making Barry Lyndon, and just because people like me don't want to read into everything doesn't mean that we don't still like older films. Like I think in my top 10 is still Citizen Kane. I think it's amazing. It just happens to be right below Dawn of the Dead from 1978.
Yeah.
I mean,
we all have our preferences. And I do want to say real quick, if anyone wants to know my thoughts on Roger Ebert, go listen to our episode on the Elephant Man because I skewered that motherfucker.
And that's the thing is I don't hold him up like some royalty. Where all these other directors and filmmakers are like, oh, Roger Ebert this and Roger Ebert that. It's like, fuck no, I listen to what Joe Bob has to say because he's actually, first off, watch his video after One Cut of the Dead called Just Keep Shooting, where he encourages everyone to go out and make films and then send them to him. He wants to see their films. You never hear Roger Ebert say that.
No.
Ever.
I feel like Siskel and Ebert, and I would watch them occasionally, and I'm like, why are they saying this movie's good? It sounds boring.
Yeah.
Or like, why are they saying this one is bad? This sounds really fun. What the fuck is wrong with these two?
Yeah, because they were
just the old
pretentious little cocksuckers. That's all it is. That's right.
They liked some things, and when they were like, "Oh, this horror movie is actually," you're like, "What? Oh, I'm sorry. Did you smoke crack before you showed up? Because you're saying it was good?"
Yeah, like didn't they like Halloween? But then they didn't like Friday the 13th, which is an exact ripoff, but just a little bit of blood more.
Well, because there's always talk about, oh, it's so exploitative to women and this and that. It's like,
yeah,
but but it's not nearly as exploitative as all those movies in the 70s.
Yeah, because there was blaxploitation. There was
Mhm.
I mean it was all oh my God. And I that's why I have people like Joe Bob in more esteem than I
Mhm.
do um somebody like Roger Ebert.
Yeah, and there's plenty of times where Joe Bob has talked about a movie and he's like, "Yeah, I don't really care," and I'm like, "Oh, I'm not on page with Joe Bob with this because I actually find this one to be fun."
Well, see,
But
and
you know what?
that's another one where it's
That's
like
fine.
I am not a big Italian horror cinema guy, and I get a lot of crap for that. Like I think Suspiria, the original, is boring as hell, and I don't ever rewatch it. I think if I have to watch an Argento movie, it's going to be a Giallo film.
Mhm.
It's probably going to be The Bird with the Crystal Plumage, stuff like that. That being said, it's just I don't agree with him on those because he holds them in such high regard, and I'm just like, whatever, you
Yeah,
know.
and that's perfectly fine. I know you're
Right.
not a huge Italian horror fan. I'm digging into Giallo every January with this
Ah,
podcast,
there you
and I've
go.
been
Yeah,
having
see?
fun with it, and I'm discovering new things. And I, I myself, I particularly like the original Suspiria, but it's not going to be for everyone, and I'm not
Right.
going to sit there and tell you like, what the fuck is wrong with you because you don't like it.
Yeah.
Maybe if I was, 20 years younger, I probably would have said that because I was
Oh yeah, when we
stupid
were
back
young.
then. But
Yeah, it was definitely a time
it's like
for sure.
everyone's entitled to like what they like. They're entitled to their opinion. And I do feel like critical reviews of movies, games, whatever, are opinion pieces. You're giving your
They are.
opinion on something.
There's nothing factual about it.
Yeah.
Like I wrote an article about Silent Night, Deadly Night that I kind of want to go back and redo because you get, because you sometimes you get word limits and stuff like that.
Hmm.
And I want to do something for my site more and just kind of go deep into it and just leave it at that. I'm not going to talk about two. I'm not going to talk about three. I'm not going to talk the one about Brian Usna or the one with Mickey Rooney. Um, and it's yeah, I mean it's just I just miss having fun, I guess. And the older I get, the more I'm heading that way. Like this is gonna sound really bad, but I'm in a current position where I have a lot of free time. So I watch Dawn of the Dead every day.
Hey,
And
it's a lot of fun.
In October, I didn't watch really any horror because, well, if you go to I'mUncleRon.com, there's a whole article about why I don't watch horror in October. But I kind of felt something missing when I didn't watch Dawn of the Dead for a month, and
Hmm.
I was lucky enough to be gifted two different sets of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. One of them is the Black
Ooh.
Maria edition.
Oh, I wanted that one so
Yeah,
bad.
and this is all like within a couple of weeks. I got
Nice.
that one, and from the same person, I got the Chainsaw edition, the 50th anniversary one. Yeah,
I know
they
both
were
of
sent to
those,
me. What?
and I know both of those editions, and I
Yes,
wanted both
and
of them. I don't care if it's a double dip.
that was the first time I watched first thing rather that I watched after October ended. So November 1st, it was like let's go down to West Texas and see what happens when you walk into someone's house uninvited.
Yeah, and it's perfectly fine because I mean, you watch horror year round. I watch horror year round.
Yep.
There's sometimes where it's like, you know what? I'm just gonna take a bit of a break, and it's
Yeah.
not that I'm like tired of horror. It's just like, you know what? There's other things I need to watch too.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's not even that. I just was watching TV shows. Like I was doing a rewatch on MASH and stuff like that. Or I watched the Ed Gein series and I got pissed off at that. And
I've heard multiple people get pissed off at that. I'm like,
yeah, I mean,
eh,
I know quite a bit because I live in Wisconsin, and that's like what they tell you to put you to sleep at night. And I was so pissed. I mean, they made one of the victims out to be a whore whereas in real life she was this pillar of the community and she had kids and a husband and
mhm.
no, no,
Yeah, I
just
heard
no.
they
Fuck you,
just took a
Ryan
lot of
Murphy.
stuff and like basically were trying to say, yeah, he 100% killed his brother or whatever when it's never been.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that they say he killed for sure that they never proved one way or
I think
another.
they also did something where like he was around during the filming of Psycho or something. I'm like, what the
No,
fuck are you doing or something like,
they made
or tried to make it like it was 100% based on him. It's
yeah,
like,
and it's not at all.
no,
And Hitchcock, and there's like this whole thing in there about how Anthony Perkins' closeted homosexuality was like a bad thing, and they were using, and he's like, and they had Hitchcock tell Perkins, "You're just like him." It's like, no, he's not.
yeah, I really had no interest in checking out the series
No, I
even
mean, just
less
because a guy
now,
likes
but
taking a shot in the mouth, it doesn't equate to him somebody cutting up bodies.
no.
And that's another thing is they said that Ed Gein was having sex with corpses and he never did that. He openly said it just felt too weird. And the voice, don't get me fucking started on that voice.
Like I watched oh god, it was a movie. It was called Ed Gein. I think it was with Steve Railsback a number of years ago. I saw
Right,
it. It
right.
was on cable.
Oh, deranged.
And I think is it called Strange? I thought it was called Ed Gein, but whatever it's called.
Right.
That one, I was like, okay, there's some really weird shit that happened, but it's not the levels that people think it is. It's fucked up, but
Yep.
it's not Psycho, Texas Chainsaw, which we know were amalgams of different things. It just happened to be Gein was inspiration for part of those characters.
Well, that's the thing is they also are claiming that Toby Hooper was this psychopath. Um, who was when he's like, I want to make something that's really blah blah blah. It's not like Psycho. That bored me. It's like, what? No, yeah, I'm sure he never fucking said that.
Yeah, no. Toby Hooper was like any like the rest of us. Okay. He just had a twisted sense of humor. Like when he talked about he was in what was it, Sears and saw the chainsaws, was like,
It was J.C. Penney, and it wasn't
yeah.
even J.C. Penney on the show. And that's what really got me. And I can only imagine what someone like Joe Bob would have said if he saw that. He probably would have lost his shit. But luckily for us, he doesn't watch that crap.
Yeah. It's just I get you want to like exaggerate things, but don't do it to a point where most of us can just do a quick search and find the truth if we don't already know it.
Yeah,
Then we're
yeah.
like, but what the fuck were you thinking?
Well, they're glamorizing serial killers for clicks now at this point. Much like someone say complaining about a movie and getting it pulled from theaters after it's been out for 2 weeks and it was kicking Freddy Krueger's ass.
Which is so fucking stupid because they're like, oh, think about the children if they saw a Killer Santa. I'm like, why are you taking your kid
Yeah.
to see the Killer Santa movie?
Well, they're saying
One.
because of the commercials. It's like, well, first off, you're poisoning your kid's brain by making them watch Little House on the Prairie. And this is also 1984. No kid was watching TV right after school. They're outside playing.
Yeah, exactly.
So don't give me that bullshit.
It's every generation that the 70s, the 80s, the 90s always had some group that was trying to do something. I mean, and it was always so fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Like, oh, think of the children. Be a parent.
Yeah. Why don't you think of your child?
Yeah. Why do I have to miss out on something because you don't want to take responsibility for the fucking kid you pushed out?
Exactly. Yeah, and that's the thing is like, if you don't like something, turn the channel. If you don't like a movie that's coming out, don't go see it. And people don't seem to get that. And I love how there's not a lot to talk about with this movie, but
it's very straightforward. The story
it is
very simple. The premise is simple, but it's a lot of fun. The kills are
fun. A lot of fun. It's kind of like a clown in the cornfield kind of fun because there's no deeper meaning to it. It's just
no.
Guy sees his parents get killed. He gets set off because he has to wear a Santa Claus suit at work, and he starts murdering everybody who's naughty. Boom.
And you can argue that he's not really a villain. He's a victim of trauma.
Yeah,
and was never given any sort of help to try and process it.
Well, I mean, and that's the thing is his mother or sister Margaret or whatever was trying to help.
Yeah.
But then you get Mother Superior who's like, I don't want to hear your opinion. It's like, what?
It's like, she's actually giving you credible advice. And you're like, no, I'm going to tie him down to his bed and some weird BDSM shit.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to spank him after he saw a couple having sex. Like, what the fuck? What is wrong with you?
No, and
Oh
then you
yeah,
gotta
Catholic
wonder.
Church.
And that's the thing is, I never heard. I mean, I'd have to look into it a little bit, but I never heard anything about the Catholic Church um, um, having anything to say about their portrayal in the
Mhm.
movie. Maybe they just didn't care, but
They're probably like, hey, they don't have the priests raping children, so we're good.
yeah, right. And no, but he does get shot.
Yeah.
That he plays our Santa, and he couldn't
Which
hear.
that ending, they just fucking shot him in front of all those kids.
Yeah,
I'm like you're gonna breed more. I mean, Ricky is already fucked.
yeah,
We noticed that. I did like the way they ended it though, where he just goes naughty.
yeah.
It's
And you're like, uh-oh.
like
But then
okay, all right.
how old is Ricky in comparison? You know what I mean? Because
What killed me is Billy was supposed to be what, maybe like
18.
5 at the beginning of the
Yeah. Oh,
movie?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then they show him again and he's 8, and then he's 18.
Right.
So like 13 years or whatever have passed. So why does Ricky look like he's only 7?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
He should be about 13.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think we're looking too much into this movie.
I think so. Like I was also
We're
thinking like,
expecting
oh, this
something
is,
from it that's not there for us.
it's basically just this kid got fucked up, wore a Santa suit, and it pushed him over the edge.
Yeah, it's like the movie Mutilator. You can't go into it thinking anything
Yeah,
fancy or pieces. It's exactly what you think it is.
Maniac Cop, any of those.
Maniac. Well, no, Maniac's a little heady.
Yeah, Maniac has a lot more to it. There's
Yeah.
The first time I watched that, I was like, "Holy shit!" Okay, this
And
isn't
that's one of the few movies that I actually enjoy the sequel or the remake.
I still have yet to see that remake, and I've been really wanting to.
It's not bad. I mean, Elijah Wood's a horror fan, so but
Yeah,
I don't
and
know.
I mean that first Maniac. It may sound weird, but I did enjoy watching it. I'm not saying it's like a great movie or an entertaining movie, but I enjoyed what I got from it and just
Right.
how deep they went with that character, what was going on. You're like, oh shit, okay, this isn't just a crazy. Because the only scene I had seen up to the point I saw it was, the shotgun blast through the windshield of Tom Savini's head,
Oh, beautiful work.
which is like, oh shit, I gotta see this. And then you're like, oh, there's layers to this shit. This isn't
Yeah.
just a simple thing.
Well, he actually that was Tom. So he actually was holding the shotgun at the time. So Tom Savini blew his own head off.
Yep.
That's great. He started and done, and look where he's where he's at now.
So I have
But,
to ask you,
Yes.
is this one that you tend to throw in the rotation around this time of year?
Yeah, I'll even watch it during the year too. It's just fun, and it's not even 90 minutes. It's 85 minutes. That is perfect, And it's not a perfect film by any stretch of the imagination, but it's fun. And
Oh yeah.
I tend to agree with Joe Bob when he says the only sin a film can commit is to be boring.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I there's a lot of films that I've stopped watching. Like, okay, so I kind of got some shit from somebody I knew because I tried to watch Skinamarink,
Mhm.
and I was like, I got like 10 minutes in, and I'm like, nope,
That's me too.
I didn't
tried
get it,
once,
and I don't want to.
and I was like, you know what? Maybe another time I'll try it again. But right now, I'm just like, I don't know.
Yeah,
And I'll say this: not every movie is gonna hit with everybody.
no, it's not. It's really not.
And there are
that's
times I've sat through boring ass movies just to get to the end, and I'm like, well, that happened.
yeah, that was a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't. Ah, man, I don't get it. I really don't get. I just don't.
I will say I miss this era of films
Yes,
because it was like, we're just gonna make this movie and see what happens.
right.
And some are hits, some are misses, and some just kind of fall into obscurity right away and then to be uncovered later.
Yeah, like Christmas
This-
Evil.
Yeah. I was gonna say I actually prefer Silent Night, Deadly Night to Christmas Evil, and I've seen
Well, it
Christmas
wasn't
Evil
supposed
like
to be
3
called
times.
Christmas Evil anyway, but that's
Yeah.
it's and if you go back and you read my article about weapons and stuff like that, I actually bring up Christmas Evil in it, and somebody messaged me and they were like, "Why do you got to hate on Christmas Evil?" I'm like, "'Cause it's such an easy target."
Look, it's not great. I've enjoyed it the times I've watched it, but I think Silent Night, Deadly Night is the better film.
Yes. Yeah, and I think the gore is on
Oh.
point with this. It's really great. My what's your okay, let's ask this. Aside from the antler kill,
Mhm.
what's your favorite kill in the film?
It's the guy sledding, the
Yeah,
decapitation of the sweater.
exactly. Yep. And he just comes out of nowhere. He's like, punish, whack. Okay.
You have
all
this
right.
whole thing with these guys sledding, and you're like, why is this here? And then the guy's just sledding, and then punish, boom. You're like, what the fuck?
And you think it's the first guy that's gonna get it.
Yeah.
And then it ends up not, and you're like, wait a minute, okay, what's going on here? And then all of a sudden, whack.
And I love it because it's enough to throw you off where you're like, why are we watching these guys sled?
Yeah, I don't give
And
a
then
shit.
comes out and Billy just shows up with the axe.
It was so good. It was just, I mean, oh, and that's like it's fun over the top stuff, you know.
Yeah.
It's like a sleeping bag kill in a Friday the 13th movie, or um, Freddy turning someone into a cockroach.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was. Okay.
Yeah,
we're on the same wavelength,
it's
that's what
over
I was
this, and
thinking.
that's and I that's the thing is like people they complain about horror and how it's not good for your mental health, but I think it's just the opposite.
I'm
I
of
think
the same mindset.
yeah, it's what do I always say? It's a controlled anxiety attack because
Yeah.
you can turn it off, you can speed it up, you can rewind it, you can pause it, you can do whatever you want because you're in control. Whereas when you have a panic attack on your own, and I'm speaking from experience, you don't have control whatsoever.
Nope.
And
those anxiety spirals that I've experienced, you can't
yeah.
just snap yourself out of it.
No, but you can if you're watching a horror movie, and it's also over the top. Now, if you're watching something like A Silence of the Lambs, that isn't really over the top because that's kind of
It's more grounded.
way more grounded. But if you watch something like Galaxy Invader from Don Dohler, you know it's over the top, and you know it's not real.
Yeah.
Or Night Beast, or Zat.
Yeah, even something like Texas Chainsaw 2.
Yeah, that's all, and that's like I think that's what Toby wanted to do initially. He wanted it to be like this dark comedy, and nobody got it in the first one. And which I will argue that I didn't. I'm not saying I'm a genius and I picked it up right away, but I did pick up on it. And my favorite fucking line in most of cinema is from Chainsaw, and it's "Look what you he's got no pride in his home." It's that, and a line from Dawn where Peter asks Roger, he says, yeah, get your head on, man. You good? And he's like, we got this, man. We got this by the ass. You know, and it's
what I love about that is it's funny, but it's also you're like, oh, Roger is fucking breaking.
Yeah,
he's
the one you
breaking
didn't
big
expect to
time.
break.
No.
Yeah, but it's God. Now I just want to watch Dawn. Which is a far better movie than Christmas Evil. That's right. I'm still picking on
true.
Christmas Evil.
That is
oh
true.
God, Dawn is like far superior to a lot.
The one thing I'll say about Christmas Evil, and then we can stop that, is there's that scene where he walks up to that crowd like outside the church, and he just like cuts off that. I think he cuts off the guy's fingers or something.
Yeah,
or like stabs him in the head. I'm like, holy shit!
Yeah,
that's the one time where I was like, what the fuck? Everything else, I'm like, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous. It's fine, whatever. And that was I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, why is this the only moment in this movie where I'm going, holy shit?
The thing about going back to Silent Night, Deadly Night, the only kill that I look at like, okay, really was the arrow kill, because there ain't no way that bow and arrow had enough power to go through that woman.
No,
it's a toy bow and arrow.
Yeah, there was no way. Even if it had a point, it would have maybe slowed her down. It wouldn't have gone completely through.
Yeah, and there wouldn't have been blood everywhere.
But then again, we did establish Billy has superhuman strength early on, so maybe
this is true. He's got Michael Myers strength. Because remember when Michael picked up what was his name, Bob, and he held him up on the thing and with the knife. Yeah, so he kind of did turn into Michael Myers.
Although there was one scene that I laughed so hard, and it's right after he kills Linnea Quigley and her boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
And that little girl comes down and she's like, "Oh, Santa?" And he's
Yeah.
asking her, like, have you been naughty? And she's like, no. He's like,
Are
are
you
you sure?
sure?
She's like, no, I've been good. And he's like, and he gives her the bloody X-Acto knife.
Yep.
And she just looks at him like, what the fuck do I do with this?
Yeah, well, that's like in that scene in Goodfellas when Ray Liotta gives her the gun after he beats the shit out of that dude. Most of my women friends would have thrown the gun away and never talked to him again. But me, it kind of turned me on.
I just love the look on her face. She's confused and he's just like slowly gets up and just kind of has a bit of a smile on his face, like, I did good. Like,
Yeah, exactly. I did something right.
and she's just standing there
Yay.
looking at this thing and looking at him like, what the fuck is happening?
Mother Superior will be so pleased while I'm putting an axe in her head.
Oh, I wish she would have gotten the axe.
Yeah, well, watching part 2 is you got to watch part 2.
I've been meaning to.
You know, it's yeah.
I believe I have all of them readily accessible.
You can stop after 2.
Yeah, it's one of those things where if I watch the first one and then if I watch the second, I'm gonna have to go through and see. It's the completionist part of my brain.
Yeah, but the completionist part of
So-
your brain, these stories have nothing to do with Billy
Oh
or
yeah,
Ricky.
I've seen images of Bill Moseley with the weird dome brain
Uh-huh.
and
and
hearing
Clint
that Mickey
Howard and
Rooney
with the
and Clint.
witches, and it's like, what?
Yeah, I'm like, where the fuck did this franchise go?
I have no idea. I
Like,
have
sometimes
no
it's
fucking
like-
idea.
We have the rights to use the name, so we'll just tack it onto anything.
Yeah, let's. What about Silent Night, Amityville Night? Because everybody seems to make an Amityville movie.
Oh my god! Speaking of that, have you looked at some of these services and they have? If you look in alphabetical order and you see just how many Amityville movies there are,
I can only imagine.
and I'm sure the majority of them aren't even tied to Amityville in any way. It's just like Amityville toilet.
Well, there's
Amityville-
Amityville Karen that somebody we both know is in,
Oh.
and it's like, what?
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Oh no! Oh no! Yeah, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Some of those things, I just don't.
Yeah, it's not. No.
I just don't get it. I don't get it. It's like what happened with Hellraiser. They're like, well, we got this
Oh
script.
God! After 4, after he goes to space, it's all downhill. I actually like Bloodlines.
I do too. It's
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah, I saw it in
And-
theaters.
I've tried to watch so many of the others after this, and whatever the first one was that didn't have Doug Bradley as Pinhead, where it was like some bigger dude or whatever, I fell asleep.
Oh,
All I
that
know
was
is
just
it was
recently.
Pete-
That was like maybe 5 years ago.
The Hulu one I watched and actually did like that one.
It got
I
a little
was-
confusing for me. So
I was okay with the female version because I'm like, technically in the story there was no gender given. It's very androgynous, so it could be anything.
oh yeah, that I never had a problem with that. I never had a problem
And
with
I didn't mind the movie. I was like, it's not the original. It's not too, but it's better than some of the other shit we got from the Weinsteins.
that. Oh yeah,
Like
that's
Hellraiser Deader. What? It's basically, we have a script, but we don't know what to do. Throw Pinhead in it. Why?
yeah. No, I get it. Yeah.
Like, I know people who think Hellraiser 3 Hell on Earth is bad. I'm like, no, that's fun.
Yeah, you want to stick with that one.
I'm like, that one is fun. You got a
Yeah.
guy who shoots CDs. One guy's head is a camera. What is not fun about that?
Yeah, exactly. It's
Come on.
it's a blast. But what are you gonna do?
You know, there
What
was
are you gonna do?
80s independent horror and some of the 90s like straight to video stuff, or like just in the theater for a blink of an eye stuff, is actually a lot better than I think people give it credit for. Much like Silent Night, Deadly Night. I'm sure there's a lot of
Exactly.
people that missed on it.
Well, yeah, because it was in theaters for 2 weeks.
I wonder, had it not been pulled,
I think
what would have happened?
well, like I said, Freddie probably still would have won out.
Right.
Because that would have been a lot of word of mouth because New Line didn't have exactly a huge marketing budget. But I think that Silent Night, Deadly Night would have probably had a bigger foothold. We probably would have had more sequels. But at the end of the day, everybody who shit on that movie, you don't hear about them anymore. And here we are talking about a movie, 41 years after it was released
Yeah.
or whatever. And it's, you can get Silent Night, Deadly Night t-shirts, coffee mugs, see Blu-rays, you can get all
Yeah.
sorts of stuff. So it doesn't even, at the end of the day, its legacy still lives on despite everybody trying to stop it.
It's still in the lexicon, and I think, especially within the horror community, it's
Mm,
one that people enjoy. It's one that they're
yeah.
always talking about.
Uh-huh.
Outside of the horror community, it may not be as well revered, but
No.
that happens with a lot of stuff.
Still better than Christmas Evil.
That
Yep.
is true.
Yeah.
That is true. I I just think I'm like wondering, like, would they have gotten more money to do a better sequel had it not got pulled from theaters?
That is a very good question. And
Would
I
we have
don't
gotten more with Ricky taking up the mantle of the Killer Santa? Would we have gotten a resurrected Billy at some point?
I don't think we would have got a resurrected Billy. But I do know that with the sequel, we could have had more Ricky. And I don't want to spoil it for you because you haven't seen it yet. But there's a lot of stuff in part two that isn't part of the reused footage.
Okay. Okay.
So it's
Yeah, I definitely have to check it out soon. It's just,
yeah.
we can wonder these things, but it went the way it went, and
Yeah.
we can't change how that played out.
Yeah, it's if you want to know more about part two, just watch Joe Bob. He did it for one of his Christmas specials. And they figured they would just do part two because it's got most of part one in it.
Which, I mean, it makes sense. I mean, I think he also did that with Phantasm.
He didn't show
Right.
part two
Yeah.
because they didn't have well, he says it's because they destroyed the Hemicuda, but it's because they didn't have the rights to part two.
Mm,
So
okay, that makes sense.
I guess I still prefer him not wanting to do it because they destroyed the Hemicuda.
But part two is also so weird because it's recast, and you're like, "What the fuck who are these people?"
Yeah, but that's when
Who is
the
this guy?
four barrel gets introduced. So
Yeah,
and that's when the ice cream man becomes kind of an icon at that point.
Reggie fucking Bannister.
That's
Jesus
right.
Christ.
But 'tis what it is.
Yeah. So, would you recommend anyone who hasn't seen Silent Night, Deadly Night seek this one out?
Get thee to Pluto and watch that motherfucker right now.
Nice. I think is it Shout Factory, Scream Factory that did the Blu-ray?
Yeah, they did one for 1 and 2, and then I think there's a collection of the last 3. If you have to.
Yeah, my collector mindset is no longer like I have to have them all. It's like no, not if the others are bad. I don't have to have them all.
Now,
If there's a good
you,
enough deal on like an entire box set, then I'd be like, okay.
Now, mind you, 1 and 2 aren't exactly Oscar worthy, but they're still enjoyable and they're fun.
Oh yeah,
and
even the characters of like the toy store owner, and I don't know what she is to him, like his manager, right hand person, whoever
I don't
she
know.
is. But they're just two kind of wacky characters in this whole thing. Like
Yeah.
his whole thing is he just wants to get Christmas
7 o'clock with
Christmas-
get shit faced.
That's all he wants. Get the Christmas season over with, and I want to fucking drink. And I'm like, you know what? That is probably one of the most realistic things in this movie.
Yeah. What are you doing tonight? What are you doing, Santa? Just thinking about my parents. That's good. A boy should think about his parents on Christmas. They're dead. Oh, that's right. That's right. That's right.
And then he gets a hammer in his head.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, you kind of brought it upon yourself, Ira.
that's right. God damn it.
You forced him into the Santa suit.
Yep. Say, son, would you just want to do me a favor?
I'm still trying to figure out why Billy was the only one in the store wearing that weird smock. Nobody else wore one.
Yeah, and I noticed he didn't start to go cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs until he first saw the Santa Claus on the Merry Christmas thing.
Yeah. It's like he's all smiles, and it's like, oh. And then as soon as he sees Santa, he's like, ooh, uh-oh.
Punish. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, this is fun. I'm gonna tell people you need to go check it out.
Yes, 100%. It was a lot of fun, and especially if you are a fan of insane kills, breasts, but no beasts.
Yeah, no beasts, but there's movies and blood.
Yeah, there sure is. So definitely, I would definitely suggest people go check it out.
Nice. Well, since we're at that point of the show, Ron, why don't you go ahead and plug away at everything you got going on, man?
Yeah, sure. Head over to I'mUncleRon.com. That's IMUNCLE Ron.com. I know people are like, well, why do you have to spell that out? It's like I had somebody in my car when I was Ubering the other night who said, I think my mom has kids.
Oh,
And my response to them was, well, are you sure you're one of them? And yeah, so but you'd be surprised. But I'm on Instagram and TikTok and all the social medias. I'm Uncle Ron. Give me a follow. I try to post at least once or twice a week on the website with new stuff until Fangoria just decides to hire me.
I'll put links in the show notes for all that stuff.
Yeah,
as
and then
well
my
as...
YouTube. Subscribe to my YouTube. I got some new stuff coming up.
Oh,
Very,
nice.
very soon. Yeah, so youtube.com/. I'm Uncle Ron. So
awesome. Looking forward to that.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun.
It's always a good time when you have stuff up there because I don't get on there as frequently as I should. And this goes across the board for anybody. So don't feel like I'm singling anyone out. I'm very bad about keeping up with stuff. But when I do come across your new stuff and I watch it, I'm like, oh, this is good. This is fun.
Yeah, like it's basically just going to be talking about random movies. And I'm not fighting for clicks. I'm just talking about stuff I want to talk about. So, which is where I think I need to be.
Yeah.
So
I do it for you. You want to talk about things and you want to put it out there.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about the movie Things, though. That movie's horrible.
I just thought there was a movie called Things.
Yeah, look it up. It's bad.
Oh God. Now I'm gonna have to at some point.
You will, but it's yeah. It's bad.
I'll take your word for it because it
Yes.
sounds like it. If you're just going,
It's like Northern Exposure meets Evil Dead, and it's all the worst parts of it.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah.
As soon as you mentioned Northern Exposure, I was like, okay.
Yeah, a moose just walks by out of nowhere. But
Jesus.
yeah.
It sounds exciting.
Not really.
All right, man. Well, I want to thank you for doing this, man. This was a lot
no
of fun.
problem. No problem. Anytime. Yeah.
I gotta get you back on again soon. I know
Yes.
I know the Giallo stuff is not for you and the Italian stuff, so but I'll definitely keep you in mind.
Yes, keep me in
more
mind.
stuff coming up. I tend to do this with a lot of people. I'm like, yeah, gotta have you on the show, and then it's like, oh, it's been a year, huh?
Yeah.
And it's
I don't even remember the last time I was on.
I
what movie
believe it was Pontypool.
Yes, and we couldn't talk about the movie because it would spoil everything.
Yeah.
Damn.
Which, if you haven't seen Pontypool, what the fuck?
Yeah, I was like, well, at this point, it's not. The book was called Pontypool Ruins Everything. At that point, it would have been called Skewered Universe Ruins the Pontypool because we would have had to talk about it. Yeah, so, but no, I love coming on, and I'm always available to hop on and talk about.
I always enjoy talking with you.
Oh yes, of course. All right,
man. Thanks again.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, so once again, I want to thank Ron Purtee, the horror journalist, for coming on the show and talking Silent Night, Deadly Night. It was a lot of fun. I'm so glad I got to finally check out this movie again, because I had seen it before and it had been too long for me to ever rewatch, so really appreciate that. Remember to go check out Ron and his website. Go check out his YouTube channel. Check out everything he's doing. Keep up with that. He's got some really good interviews and stuff like that, so make sure you check those out. As for this show, you can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, or you can head over to our YouTube channel, Official Skewered Universe Podcast. You can also find the show on Podbean, where we host the show. And you can also head over to skeweredhead.com to find all the links to our social media. You can find Facebook, Blue Sky Threads, and TikTok. We're over on TikTok. I haven't put anything up there in a while, but, life kind of gets in the way sometimes, like I've said before. So, yeah. Check us out over there. You can also go to talesfromthepodcast.com, where you can find all the information on myself and JB, Tales from the Podcast, the show we do on Saturdays, where currently we're talking about Season 7 of Are You Afraid of the Dark? And you can also get information on our video game, Tales from the Podcast, the fucking video game, a retro-style RPG game where you take control of JB and myself and Ron, who was just on this show, to stop some nefarious filmmakers from making a crappy horror movie. Go check it out. It's a lot of fun. $10 gets you the game, $5 more gets you the in-game cheat bot. While you're there, you can also check out Tales of Shock and Terror Volume 1, and there might be some info on Tales of Shock and Terror Volume 2. Keep your eyes peeled on that. The Kickstarter is done for that, but things are moving forward. Yeah. So that's about it. Again, I want to thank Ron Purtee for being on the show. I want to thank you guys for listening. Hope you're having a joyous holiday season, and keep enjoying that universe that's just a bit skewered.
I've been a long time running. I've been a long time lost. I can't even hope to tell you where I've been and what it cost. I'm looking for the warm side of the door, where the fire's bright and it's burning every night. Everybody will be there and they'll be smiling at me, and I won't need no more on the one side of the door. My brother's there on the warm side of the door. He'll call to me the way he did before. There'll be thunder and lightning, but we're safe and sound, and I won't need no more on the warm side of the door. No more running, no more being lost. There'll be chicken and gravy and hot apple pie, and I won't need no more on the warm side of the door. There's always people who love you, that will kiss you and hug you, and it's always Christmas on the warm side of the door. There's always people who love you, that will kiss you and hug you, and it's always Christmas on the warm side of the door. Hey, hey. There's always people who love you, they wanna kiss you and hug you, and it's always Christmas on the warm side of the door.